You're holding a cup of tea. Steam curls upward. You take a sip. Bitter, grassy, maybe floral, with a hint of something you can't quite name. Simple enough, just dried leaves in hot water. People have been doing this for thousands of years. But here's something that might surprise you. That cup triggered 2 wars, crashed an empire, and shaped the borders of nations. The British didn't just like tea, they went to war twice to keep drinking it. They colonized entire countries to grow it. They drew maps that still cause conflicts today. All for leaves that technically come from the same plant. Every tea, black, green, white, oolong, starts identical. What happens next created history. Tea began as medicine in ancient China around 2700 BC. Emperors drank it for immortality. Monks used it for meditation. Caffeine kept them alert during hours of prayer. For 3,000 years, China held absolute monopoly. They understood something nobody else did. The magic wasn't in the leaf. It was in what you did after picking. Then Britain got addicted. By the 1800s, the British were consuming 30 million pounds of tea annually. One problem: China only accepted silver as payment. Britain was bleeding money, literally shipping treasure across oceans for leaves. Their solution? Grow opium in India, smuggle it into China, use the profits to buy tea. When China tried to stop the drug trade, Britain declared war. Twice. The Opium Wars weren't about opium, they were about tea money. But Britain wanted more than just trade routes. They wanted the source. In 1848, the East India Company sent Robert Fortune, a Scottish botanist, into China disguised as a merchant. His mission? Steal tea plants and the processing secrets China had guarded for millennia. Fortune spent 3 years smuggling out 20,000 tea plants and 8 Chinese experts who knew the oxidation techniques. He shipped everything to British India. Within decades, Indian tea flooded global markets. China's monopoly collapsed. The modern tea industry was built on the greatest agricultural heist in history. Here's the thing nobody tells you. All tea comes from one species, Camellia sinensis. Green tea, black tea, white tea, oolong, same exact plant. The difference is oxidation, and oxidation is just controlled decay. When you bruise a tea leaf, enzymes inside react with oxygen. The leaf darkens, flavors transform. Green becomes amber, becomes brown. Stop oxidation early, you get green tea, grassy, vegetal, bright. Let it run completely, you get black tea, malty, robust, tannic. Pause it midway, you get oolong, complex, floral, somewhere between. The process starts at harvest. Workers pick leaves by hand at dawn when moisture content peaks. 2 leaves and a bud. That's the golden standard. Machines can't match human precision. They grab stems, old leaves, debris. Premium tea requires human fingers, making split-second decisions thousands of times per day. After picking, leaves wither on bamboo racks for 12 to 18 hours. Moisture drops from 75% to 60%. Cell walls soften. This is where flavor potential unlocks. The leaf becomes pliable enough to process without shattering into useless fragments. Then comes the critical step: rolling. Workers twist leaves by hand or machine, rupturing cell walls, releasing enzymes that trigger oxidation. More bruising equals more oxidation. Green tea gets minimal rolling, quick tumble, maybe 10 minutes. Black tea gets aggressive rolling, 30 minutes of sustained pressure that turns leaves into twisted ropes. Oxidation happens in humid rooms at 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. Tea masters monitor color, smell, and feel constantly. There's no timer. Experience alone determines when to stop. For green tea, minutes. For oolong, 2 to 3 hours of careful observation. For black tea, 4 to 6 hours of full enzymatic breakdown until leaves turn copper red. Heat stops oxidation instantly. Chinese green teas are pan-fired at 150 degrees Celsius, wok-tossed by hand, creating toasty, nutty notes. Japanese green teas are steamed for 30 to 60 seconds. Bright, marine, almost seaweed-like. This single processing decision creates entirely different flavor profiles from identical leaves picked the same morning. But wait, there's a health angle most tea drinkers miss. Oxidation doesn't just change flavor, it changes chemistry. Green tea contains 30 to 40% catechins, antioxidants linked to heart health and cancer prevention. Black tea, only 3 to 10%. Oxidation converts catechins into theaflavins, different compounds, different effects. Caffeine shifts too. Green tea delivers 20 to 45 milligrams per cup in slow release. Black tea hits 40 to 70 milligrams faster. Same leaf, different metabolic impact. The processing you never see determines the health benefits you actually get. That healthy green tea marketing? It's real, but only because someone stopped oxidation at the right moment. So how do you buy smarter? 3 things to check before purchasing. First, origin specificity. Chinese green tea means nothing. Longjing from Hangzhou, spring harvest, means someone tracked the source. Vague origins usually mean blended commodity tea. Second, harvest date. Tea degrades. Green tea peaks within 6 months of harvest. Black tea holds 1 to 2 years. No date on the package? Assume it's old stock sitting on shelves. Third, leaf appearance. Whole leaves mean hand-processed, careful production. Dust and fannings, the broken bits in most tea bags, mean machine processing and faster oxidation. You're drinking floor sweepings. Price anchors to remember. Under $5 per 100 grams gets commodity blends. Fine for caffeine, not for flavor. $10 to $20 per 100 grams hits the sweet spot. Single origin, proper processing, real complexity. Above $30 enters competition-grade territory. Spring harvests, master processors, special occasions. The upgrade from tea bags to loose leaf costs roughly 15 cents more per cup. That's the price of drinking what a tea master actually touched. So next time you steep a cup, you'll know. It's not just leaves in water, it's stolen secrets and controlled chemistry in your hands. That's the process. We reveal how things actually work, one story at a time. If there's something you'd like us to explore next, let us know. Until then, trust the process.